Hello, good afternoon. My name is Ryan, and I bid you all welcome back to Ace Attorney on a Monday. Believe it or not. Because I'm on vacation this week, so I will have time for more streams. So let me know if it sounds quieter. For some reason, the game sounds quieter to me. I hadn't been closed the last few weekends. Okay, so... I think this is the last day of this trial. Good morning, Max. Oh, yes, good morning, sweeties. Don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. Honestly, he seldom does. I did no such thing, then. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee-hee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. What? Why are you here giving milk? And that is not a glass, that is a carton. Regina. How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. Came to watch my performance today. You're not performing nothing. You're sitting in the defendant's box, and I'm doing all the performance. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that. So what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? I don't like saying that. I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or where she even is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. I still feel like the big twist is that she's... If not the killer, then much more involved in it than she appears. Regina is different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Lol. Top of the morning to you, Governor. Why is he suddenly being British and looking really angry? That's a ticket. Attack in the day starts with energy in the morning. What? Early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Lol. Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. What's with the milk? Why does he need so much milk? So how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against a real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. All I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. I'm used to it already. Well, that man can't walk the tightrope no more. He got no legs. Or at least they don't work. Really? Did he say that at some point? That makes it seem like Mo's on his side, unless he's like double bluffing here. I thought Mo hated him. Well, there's just like a meme of, not like a meme, but I feel like it's like a kind of understated character trope of guys inexplicably drinking milk as their like main beverage. I remember Leon the Professional was like that. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Wait a minute, I missed what Mo said. What did Mo say? What Mo said. Rewind. Means I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses? Okay, so he's just saying that Acro is not easy to intimidate. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally deal with the reality of what happened to her father. So there... I don't know if making her... I mean, granted she has to. But forcing her to come to terms with the death of her father is the means to, like, finally make her emotionally mature. Just seems like a bit too far of a leap. Especially in such a brutal environment as the courtroom. Wants to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with the case. Prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We've discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. Explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detectives stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. War gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. And he gets to keep his birds. He's got a third bird. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling. Ken Dingling. I can't tell if that's supposed to be a pun or not. Sounds like it should be, but I have no idea what it would be. Everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Big Berry Circus. Berry Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you'll see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. And a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It's Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. Ken Dangling? I don't know. That seems like a stretch. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. Right, so what am I trying to... What was I theorizing last time? I theorized that the trunk may have hit the ringmaster on the head, and that's what killed him. Which may still be the case, but I thought maybe it was an accident. But they seem to have staged Max flying away as part of the cover-up, and that would be way too convoluted to do on the spot. But also, why... It only had pepper in the trunk, right? It was just like a pepper shaker. Witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, and there is very little the prosecution need to add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Hold it. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Who's calling? Oh, 1 second, please. Apologies. It was doctor-related. Right, before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Yes. I don't care, lady. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Don't you say his name! Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no actual way that happened. No way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with the cross-examination. What I witnessed. Just after 10 p.m., I was resting in my bed. Wow. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. There are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. So bright, sometimes it can make it hard to fall asleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? Never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I make myself useful in these old chambers. Ow! Witness will proceed with his testimony. Oh, what a good guy that judge is. I like how his different expressions correspond to different bird behaviors. It looks like his birds are pecking him. The room was on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. You said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you're still able to hear a sound from outside. I was indeed. Missing Acros doesn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory in that statement he just said right now. I don't think it was. What could be contradictory? Why would I think he couldn't hear? I'm gonna hold off. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Indeed. So I have a feeling something will contradict that later. I gotta find that first and then follow back. A few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? Could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. I have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn. Just strengthened his testimony. Not really. He just said the same thing again. What if Acro's statements jives with the facts? Ah, see, they keep doing this. I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Keep going. It's Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you're still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. Safety lights lit up things enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses in front. If they were backlit that strongly anyway, you wouldn't see anything up front. Did you see any of the other symbols? Clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I feel like a big hitch in this is that the hat was left behind, so he flew away without it, but somehow the hat came back. Or sorry, he flew away with it. Somehow the hat came back, like it fell off as he left line of sight. Convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. Maybe there's something fishy. I'm gonna take a leap on this one. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
Objection!
There's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. Right, let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? The hat.
Take that!
Claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult, considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. It's a shame, because you would have noticed that the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No, this is handmade, one-of-a-kind model, only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order.
Objection!
As always, it looks like someone had to open their mouth before thinking. You okay, Nick? I'll open my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? I don't think I have to prove why just yet, but the judge is insisting on it. I'm not going to say he's a real culprit, because he's not in any physical shape to commit murder. I'm not going to say he's dreaming, because that seems ridiculous, but we know he has a grudge, right? He does. I forget why. I know most of them do. Acro's not also going for Regina's hand, is he? No. It's for his brother's sake. Maybe? Perhaps it is because Acro has a grudge against the defendant. Which is why he's trying to frame Max. Ow. Why me? What did I do? Never get your fat head in the way of a whip bent on finding justice. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I have no interest in your silly little theories. Is a grudge against the defendant, huh? You wouldn't happen to have proof of that. Well, that's the thing. Mr. Wright, thanks to you, I got my head lashed by Miss Von Karma's whip. I don't like getting hit for nothing, so how about you answer me with an explanation? Interesting that they... of all things for him not to penalize me for. So, maybe... I mean, saying he was dreaming feels like it's going out on a limb, but he never left the bed, so... It's not like he can argue that he investigated, you know? It's obvious that what Acro saw, he didn't actually see at all because it was a dream.
Objection!
So you plan on writing all of this, all of the inconvenient facts are nothing but dreams. Maybe you should just pinch your cheeks and see if you are actually awake. Ow! I think your whip proved this isn't a dream just fine. Okay. Well, 3rd time's a charm. When I get 3 chances, I can answer any 3-point question reliably. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. This is not the one I would have picked under any circumstances. Which is why it's the one I picked last. On this occasion, accuses Acro. What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. So why are they all, like, brown-haired Caucasian men in the, witness gallery? Or not the witness, audience. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. Aha! I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor. Oops. What did she say? Your Honor, don't... oh, damn. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by theatrics or something? Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? You don't believe me? Just look at the witness. He's gone enough for it to almost be scary. Get out of here, bird ass! You're staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Ding... I can't get over that name. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. Can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. Understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. To do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled man, you heartless... oh, sorry. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Poopy head! Who dares? See, that's why I didn't want to do that. Trying to jump support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. Peanut gallery, that's what I was trying to figure out. I think that's enough of this little game. Got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. And hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? I really think he did. The monkey! Durr! Has to be the monkey. I'm still saving, but I'm sure it's the monkey. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. I cut it off. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off that easily. Wait a minute. I don't get to actually suggest one? What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. Sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. Acro did not have an accomplice. Things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Gulp. Very well. Let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? Monkey. You don't say. Suddenly looking very, very bad. Eh? What? Did you hear that? Hear what? Sound of you getting caught in your own trap. Why is this happening again? What a splendid accomplice. I'll be sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. I'm sure, sorry. Foundation. Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice? Wow, this is getting fucking layered. I was not prepared for this. Proof that he was indeed an accomplice. Fuck. Is it possible for me, for any of these situations, to not have an answer? As in, if I go down the wrong rabbit hole, will it get me this? Will it let me get this far before letting me fail? I don't think I've experienced that yet. I'm not asking in this specific situation, because I don't want to be spoiled, but if there was a dialogue option beforehand, then yes. So this could be... It is possible that this doesn't have an answer, and that I've already screwed myself. I'll kick you back to the dialogue option selection. I mean, this is the important thing. Ugh. I'm fascinated by the fact that, like, they didn't question the fact that I accused a monkey. Now we're just looking for proof. I don't have proof. But it won't let me get out of presenting, so... Yes, I know. Arg. What are you doing, Nick? Did Acro have an accomplice? Okay. So, I had to take that penalty because I fucked up. Well, then this must be where we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. You did once, though. So, god damn it. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order, order. What are you getting at? Better keep them on their toes, Nick. I'm on my fucking heels. I'm gonna have to prove how all this fits together. To show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Right, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. The witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? That's right. I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? Now I'm trying to remember. Someone would have to bring him back to his house, right? To his room? Was that explained at any point? What up, Caprice? Like, was that accounted for in anyone's testimony or in anyone's statements during the investigation part? That she has to, but did she that night? Like, did anyone say that? I mean, I don't know where else he could be. But that's also the only place he could conceivably commit the murder, seeing as it was right outside his window. I believe he was there. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. It didn't look like his window could open, though. That's the only way I think he could do it on his own. Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? Always your damn woodpecker. It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that what you proposed, God damn it. Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. Seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. It's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? My only problem is, like, the way the movement in that animation implies that he's flying away from the windows. I would say that maybe Acro pulled it up by a rope. Like, the bust was on it. He threw the bust down with... Maybe it just happened to pick up the coat as it left. Because the ringleader was wearing it. I think he bludgeoned him by dropping the bust on his head. And then pulled it back up with a rope. But it just happened to pick up the cloak on the way back up somehow. My, it's still impossible for humans to fly. You mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? It's the next course of this legal buffet. Careful, Nick, if you mess up here... Right, I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. Or some serious save and reload scumming. Sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. I'm to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. I hate this. I don't actually have the evidence now. I have my suspicion. Is there anything special? Oops. We never found it. So it's not actual evidence. Don't have evidence now. I think we'll finally be gracious with an explanation. Don't push it, Von Karma. What? You aren't gonna suck me in this time. Smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play and my hand sucks right now. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? It means that everything you set up to now has been nonsense. True, right? Can't establish proof of your murder theory, then it's nonsense. Right. Damn it. It's like this isn't gonna pass muster. Nick, you gotta show them some evidence. I don't believe it's solid evidence, though. Bugger! You submit to murder, it's fucking this. What's that? A picture? Is indeed. The problem is the item that's showed in the picture. The bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. I believe I would have had to have it, or at least, like, establish where it had gone. But I really gotta stop thinking so literally, because, like, this is the last trial. So, the last day of the trial, so I have to make it clear now. I'm not gonna go find it. So, I own that one. This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. The force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. So you're saying the bust fell to the ringmaster. Rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it'd be incredibly easy to commit.
Objection!
How could you possibly wheel a heavy wheelchair with something so heavy? Sorry, wheel a wheelchair. Huh, I never noticed that.
Objection!
I re-object. Well, Acro is an acrobat. You should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like that bust. So, Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? It's not really a charge, is it? Charge implies that, like, he was indicted. Well, Acro's at a loss for words. Should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth. Well, wow. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's a lot of whats. The physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On karma. It's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time.
Objection!
There's absolutely no need for such testimony.
Objection!
Re-objected. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. I like how he almost never actually overrules or sustains objections. We just object and go back and forth. And that's like the only occasion I can think of where the judge ruled on an objection. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. Witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Oh yes, you are the absolute picture of respect. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Alright, well, I regret having so few hit points now. Suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would be impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Plus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It's impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. More severe injury than death? You mean for Acro, of course. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. Simply stalling. It's shameful, really. It's a fucking... just like instinct for some reason. Just I hear the term ringleader more often in my life than ringmaster. Can't let her get to me. I've got to focus.
Hold it!
Have you ever lifted up the bus before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? Crazy Monkey has lifted Max's bus before. Alright, so now the monkey comes in. Where does that bird stay normally? It only flies in to perch on his hand for a second. And then peck me on the head every now and then. Strong upper body from working as an acrobat, only my legs. What have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. Don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Well, nobody asked you. Nobody's challenging you to a fucking race either. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? Suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. Ho ho. I just want to point out, I don't understand why, like, his, what do you call, like, the top bone? Your, like, collarbone? Why does his collarbone crease show through his singlet? Like, even if it's really tight, it wouldn't be such a profound crease on it. I don't know why I'm paying that much attention to it. I don't like his character design for some reason. Looks weirdly, like... I don't know. I guess, for some reason, I don't find the character designs in this game that consistent. Well, that's just anime. Anime do that. Why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. You couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but still going to take... My goodness. A while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, you would not be able to see out below the window. Yes, yes. Possible for me to know the... Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see below the window. Thus, there was no way I could know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you got a point. Hey, Nick. What if you turn things around? Maybe you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. It does make sense. If only I could somehow prove that Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. Maybe the trunk was there already. Yeah, it's not the design details. It's more specifically how he's drawn. It looks... I mean, it's kind of like an amateurish look to a lot of the character art. But his very specifically looks like... I don't know, something you'd see in like one of those cheap how to draw anime art books. Yeah. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then there wouldn't have been a problem at all. All I had to do was drop it. You're right, I could have done that. However, there's no way I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. That kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Crow's strong enough to lift up the bust. Main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. What if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster? So take it, Nick. Show them what you got. Have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. Or maybe we overlooked something. Tool. Monkey. The only thing I can think is the box. He was hunched over it because he was trying to open it. It was there because someone already put it there. The question is, when was it put there? Because Mo didn't see it. I'ma wing it.
Protection!
Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? Man, she's getting testy. I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. So I feel like I could have presented the photograph as well. But maybe not. Because I had to prove I knew what the distinctive piece in this photo was. Even though there's really only two things, the man and the box. Same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. Oh, it does? Sweet. Question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, and there would be no way that I could miss the head of the victim? Unless you just made a bad throw. I still think if you're just trying to lift and toss it out, like, you're gonna struggle to line up that shot without being able to, like, really see what you're doing. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Well, I don't think you want the loose ends tied up. You're trying to unravel his testimony. Now I gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here, forward. Indeed, Phoenix, that's tended to be how it goes. Go backwards, you're doing things wrong. The next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It's Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. I don't think so. Why would you go out and say that? That sounds ridiculous. How did he get the rope back? Why was there no rope at the scene? Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm going to die. Ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. Why the box was so specifically made, or so specially made. Specially made? Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature. What? Small but strong lock. What am I getting at? Could have been anywhere. The contents? Because this small little jar of pepper would mean you'd have to lean into it to look at it, but it wasn't open. It was still locked. It's 20 pounds. Means you would have to like bend over to lift it. But also the size would mean you would have to kind of lean over it to lift it. I think it's... I don't know. This isn't the trajectory I was going to go. So I'm going to continue save scumming. Box was a remarkable size. Exactly. I think you can tell from the picture that the wooden box was very large. To lift it up, one would have to have been required to squat. And one would have to have taken it up in both arms, right? Moreover, the box is quite heavy. It weighs in the neighborhood of 20 pounds. Box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means, no matter who you are, your head would be approximately the same place. Interesting. Fool! Stop cooing your birds. You even bother to listen to me anymore. Heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the location of Max's bust? It was in the cafeteria. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. And what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? The monkey did it, because the monkey loves stealing shiny things. Finally, the collusion is made apparent. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Arg. Well, I revise that statement. And tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. This is no place to get perplexed. To get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. I do believe that the monkey took it. But if we consider the monkey as a possible accomplice, and we insisted there's no accomplice, they're gonna, like, hold me to that, I feel. So, right, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? Monkey. Monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course, he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room?
Objection!
The bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Wah! Acro. Money's a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring that bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order. I said order. Miss Von Karma. Where is the bus in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. Let's say the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? On that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon. Wait. You mean this bust was a murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Yeah, because I feel like he could have used one of his, like, dumbbells or something. And done the same rope trick to take it back. And then hide it somewhere. Obviously, he wouldn't be able to hide it outside of his room, but you could try and... I don't know. Just wash it off. Namely, that was entirely possible that Acro was a murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular that I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You got your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah! There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. It's my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other one was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Finks, right? Let me say it first. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
Take that!
You saw Max's butt. Ow. I asked, who was the other person Mo saw on the scene? That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Objection!
Au contraire, mon frere. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. He did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Objection!
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
Objection!
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would have been easier to hang one off the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? Doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? A question of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? Oh, he got me. Let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Oh, see, I don't believe anyone did. Sorry. Because wasn't the ringleader, ringmaster, wearing it? I feel like it just fell off him and got tangled up on the bust. I hate this point because it doesn't let me save. Do I say him? That seems like a stretch. We know... Okay. We know for a fact that the ringmaster was wearing it. Bonked him on the head. It wasn't at the scene of the crime, so it clearly left somehow, but the hat was left behind.
Take that!
Fool? Him? You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. What would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting the pieces together. Really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. I still don't believe that, because how did he get the rope back? If the rope was tied to the box to lower it, he wouldn't be able to untie it from the 3rd floor window. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house. But the rope was tied secure enough to lower it from the window. And if he just tried, like, tugging on it to, like, jostle the knot loose, I don't feel like that works, because pulling on it tends to tighten the knot, as opposed to loosen it. But also, it would possibly jostle the box out of place, in which case he wouldn't be able to see where he needed to drop the bust anymore. That's a stretch, I feel. But it's also just like a video gamey thing, because they do the same thing when you, like, any game that has a grapple hook, somehow secure enough to swing across a chasm with, but then you just tug it and you get it back. So, whatever. It's video game logic. But none other than the ventriloquist Ben and Trillo. the ringmaster arrived at the scene. He bent over to lift the wooden box. That's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. And he got bonked. Now this is when the magic happens. Ho ho. The very instant that the bus hit the victim. So that's why we're suggesting, because of the weird way it draped over backwards. That's why Mo didn't see the roses. Well, now that we're saying that he dropped it with a rope, it makes a little more sense. That he would be able to, like, take a peek. Because if he's trying to, like, heft a man's head and shoulder sized heavy statue, I could see him struggling to lean out of the window without falling out with it. But if he's just holding it by the rope, he could, like, brace himself against the wall better. You just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. Still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bus threw the victim through. The impact of the bus on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused a certain sound. Caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. I just realized the pun of Mo's name, now that it was fully spelled out like that. It's because it's a pun on the Three Stooges, Larry, Moe, and Curly. When Moe looked out the window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bus. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bus with it being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see outside of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And thus, Max flew his last. That is how the magical murder disappearing into the sky came to be. Sorry, I didn't have drums or cymbals to smash, so I just clapped. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. So we have to play the letter at some point. The one that he shoved in Regina's pocket. He sure has. But he has come up to the end of his rope now. So? What now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove your fairy tale is true? Evidence? Oh, Judge. How'd you get this far in your career? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. There's still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual. Contradiction, actually. Okay, then, use that and get us out of this jam. God, what was it? Enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. Want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. What did Mo see? There was a contradiction. I don't remember Mo's testimony well enough. Man, I'm rewinding a bit. Shows something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Contradiction. Use that and get us out of this jam. Evidence of Baxter claims are proof they have unraveled the trick. We need proof that he is the only one who could have done it. And apparently the lies in a contradiction in Mo's testimony. Now, but I've forgotten how we unraveled Mo's testimony, I'll be honest. Oh god, I started recording somehow. New reminder, the contradiction was that he couldn't see one of the symbols. Right, he couldn't see the roses. It's still, again, it doesn't feel solid enough. How do I present that, though? By this? Again, I wish I could save. It won't let me save anytime this specific pop-up comes up. Doesn't feel solid. Problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. The symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. The theory I just presented explains all three of these contradictions. Or all of these You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. Testified that the criminal he saw fleeing was wearing a silk hat. Only one explanation for that. Silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? Said that he witnessed the white roses on Max's chest that night. Okay, I didn't think we were actually, like, going to have to try and explain this. It was pretty apparent by the animation that the thing ended up on him backwards, so the roses were behind, like, the shoulders, quote-unquote. Pound said that there were no white roses. I'd like you to just try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged under the bus. The cloak snagged under the bus. What happened to the white roses? You get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Explains why Mo didn't see them. White roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. It is funny how that was essential to us proving his testimony wrong. Mo's testimony to be flawed by going in a complete different direction, by insisting that they were never present. Now we're saying they were present, just out of sight. Which you would think would boost his testimony, except because of every other way we've discredited it. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Unlikely. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. There's something making you think that I didn't. If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there was absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? No doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive, Seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel like this is a good place to take a break. We'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. Court will now take a 10-minute recess. So, he... Right. So now this is where the, his letter comes in. He didn't think it was going to be the ringmaster. He thought Regina was going to come out there because the letter was in her pocket. But she was too stupid. So she just posted it up in the break room, not realizing that was meant for her. Now it's all coming together. Okay, I'll be right back, and we will resume. All right. I have two thoughts that aren't really changing my trajectory here, but the only reason I would think that he might have a motive to murder the ringmaster is because he has such a soft spot for animals, and the ringmaster shot the lion. Even though the lion also tried to kill his brother. But I also wondered, like, how would he didn't really come up with a cover story. Like, dropping the bust on his head was just because it was a convenient heavy object that he had. It ended up kind of implicating Max, even though that didn't seem to be his plan. But I realize, like, as long as he could drop a heavy object on his head and get it back and hide it in his room somewhere, nobody would really question whether or not he could have done it, just because they don't think he's physically capable of doing it. I can't believe it. Acro. Pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. I don't think he did. He did? Psst, psst, cough. What? I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Cough. Hey, pal. You're not gonna ignore me after all this trouble I went to brings you some evidence. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective, I'm sorry. Why don't you relax a little? Got some really tasty milk. How about a cartridge, Detective? Oh, well, if you insist. How about that evidence you mentioned? What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Oh, I forgot about this. What was it? It was just like a tarp or something? Yep, I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Look, details are hard on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. Bat's scarf. Who was Bat? Bat was his brother, right? Oh, right, the scarf. Okay. The scarf. He wore the scarf when the thing attacked him. Who gave him the scarf? Was it Regina? Trying to remember that whole story. So it was like a big part of his like explanation. He says that like the lion specifically went for him because of that scarf. So he thinks it was deliberate. Just that he was given that scarf to make the lion attack him. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in here just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion. Final plans? Huh? That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. That's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What do you mean by that, the very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Don't scare me like that. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looked like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it. What? Drink it all before it spoils. Entire dairy's worth of milk for me? What do you mean an entire dairy? Like the dairy section? Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Gulp. Here's Zoe going. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. So when the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Such a thoughtful young man. You heard the witness was deeply respected the victim. Wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? That's why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's a question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? Might be my very last chance to answer that question. Of course I'll cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. So tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. So, I mean, the crux of my theory is that he did not intend to kill the ringmaster. He was not the target he expected to respond to his letter. I'm surprised he's not more broken up, other than just the fact that he's such a stone-cold, like, stoic. I don't feel like... I feel like it would... He'd feel way more guilty over the fact that he killed not only someone he didn't intend, but somebody that he deeply respected and admired and felt a sense of obligation toward.
Hold it!
We? Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us. Because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Big Berry Circus. Berry Big Circus! Nick, I think the judge is getting misty-eyed. Got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow! No crying in court. Let's keep going. The witness may continue his testimony. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? It was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about the other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. The ringmaster, he would always come and see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Like, isn't that such a wonderful person? I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So then, how long have you been a performer? Became an acrobat at 9. Started off as an acrobat at that early of an age. I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. It's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. Called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. That's the worst name I've ever heard. Nearly a household name. Even heard of them in Germany. Liar. Point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. Judge just keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony, or the heartfelt emotions contained within. Better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could ever see this witness taking the victim's life. Did you have to whip him before you bowed? I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with him. Trying to chase down the truth, but I end up just looking like a jerk. I think that'll be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Oh, was it? Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? No. I don't believe he did. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason the Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. Eh? What? Because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! You're foolish. Yes, foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe that this is the real killer of Russell Berry, the ringmaster. You want to jump to the end of things, and yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of the witness's murder plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Man, Von Karma's really rubbing off on this court. Everyone's solving their problems with violence. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to this court? Shut up, I agree with you. You attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? What? Okay. That's a yes or no question. But it's making me provide evidence. So it has to be this. This is, ow! My evidence, ow! What are you doing? There's 14 more where that came from. Really? That's all you got? Hold it right there. You can take your time with the other 14 later. As for now, let me see that evidence once again. Eric, I'm so scared. Wait, what? What was I supposed to do? What? I don't understand. What was I supposed to do? Now I'm gonna die. You asked a yes or no question, but I have to present something, so I don't know what to present now. Do I have to present who I thought he was trying to kill? Do I have to present something to argue that he was trying to kill someone else? I don't know what the right answer is here now, because I don't know what kind of answer it's looking for. Who? Okay. Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you?
Objection!
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
Objection!
You could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow. The only thing allowed it to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? That goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Oh boy. I haven't been able to save in a while because he keeps doing this. Because of him. Evidence that he was out to kill this young girl. I think now is the letter, because he shoved it in her pocket. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. The purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Barry. Order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours... It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. He was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting up the bus and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza that night. I just added some more words to that. Because he couldn't look down out of the window to actually see who it was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. That's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick. Didn't Regina listen to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. Otis, what's your problem? No. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Objection!
Foolishly... yes, whatever. Whatever, lady. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that this note was declaring Regina Barry as a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what this note meant, which is why he went off to the plaza. In place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. The incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I'm saving now, because I'm close to death. I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Well, I have to present something. This isn't something where it's like a bluff that could backfire. Oh, wait. Blood in a small pot. Pepper? Bro. Did the lion sneeze? Is that why I bit down on him? Or did he just like the taste of pepper? What? This is it? Ah, shit. I was wrong. I hate that I have to skip through all these. I just want to get back to load. Nope, I have to go back to menu. But it wasn't that. What is conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. Mentioned in the note. It's the peeper. The one that was in the box. Achoo! Alright, settle down. He's allergic to whips, too. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. My God, that was loud! He's doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina killed someone with a bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you could draw.
Objection!
What a foolish fool. You're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Who is this? As Acro's younger brother.
Objection!
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up of new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. Wait a minute. Are they the Dingling brothers because of the Ringling brothers? Is that it? And then there's a Dingleberry joke? Is that the basis of their name? Who were the Ringling brothers? What were their names? First names? Oh, there were 5 brothers. Alfred, John... Alfred, Charles, John, and Henry. So they're not Ken or Sean. A lion? Oh, I didn't read that part. Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Acro's brother? Not the victim of an attempted murder, he's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? I mean, Acro definitely thinks it was deliberate. As she had him wear the scarf and put pepper on it on purpose to make the lion attack it? Or was the pepper an accident? The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina would ever incite your lion to attack another human being. You may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat with the scarf. That's just a scarf. Acro. The scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. Something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. What might that be? Pepper. Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident. She covered it in as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. Done a good job of fingering a criminal. I beg your pardon. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? Still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. The Phoenix Wright. Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bitten by the lion. Why is she... Why is she... everything she's saying here is just undermining her a little bit more, supporting me. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed, and it looked like he was smiling. No, he's sneezing. Lions smile? Never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. What? Leon wasn't trying to bite bad at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool. You've got to be kidding me.
Objection!
Well, what's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Is the Phoenix right? This theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. This is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Ha ha ha. It almost does seem like a terrible joke. Doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. I think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro. You can't mean. Witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, fortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? Same problem it's always been. Evidence. I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster. Where is the evidence that proves the claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. Murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. They were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. It's the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. I don't know. I don't know if this goes into a third day. That's kind of like I assumed this was the last day of the trial. But it might not be. I can't imagine how many more twists they have if we go into a third day, though. I'm gonna wait. It'd be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why don't you go to search his room? Looks like you all finally figured oh, they don't go for 3 days, really. Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. This should be its own game, I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You leave no stone unturned. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? No reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. To put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. Murder weapon is still unaccounted for. See, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe I almost thought they said he was executed. Executed the search by complete surprise. We took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. Ha 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 ha. Looks like you lack the final nail to put in my coffin. Well, I think we can get away with one fewer nail. What about the scarf? What about the note? What about that, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Arg. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is? I'm sure you do. I don't have a clue. Not even a single clue. Yeah, exactly. Not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Wait a minute. Wait a dang, hang on a minute. Wait a dang, hang on a minute. Is that why Mo's room is off? No. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Why is Mo's room all fucked up, now that I think about it? For some reason I thought maybe Mo's room was underneath his, but they're not. They're not even close to each other. I thought maybe he just dropped it through the floor. And it fucked up Mo's room. That'd be very stupid. So where could it be? Well, we'll keep going. The fence's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. The best part of all this is that, in spite of the fact that I am just slightly short on evidence, there's been not nearly enough evidence to point at Max. I guess other than the fact that two people claim they saw him, but neither can make it definitive. Oh, is that what happened? Okay. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings it to an end, the cross-examination of this witness. Hold it. Where is Max's bust? The fence needs time to prepare to present its lace. I mean case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? Any time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? You really have a case to present, Mr. Wright. What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Okay. Big help you are. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. Hey, that was my line. Whoops. No, we're starting to... Okay, I skipped it by accident. Events may proceed. Oh boy. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Yeah, I'm gonna save now. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. You're making a lot of, like, metaphors here. You can't just stick to the tightrope one. Where's Max's bust now? Somewhere in this courtroom? I doubt it. Somewhere in the lodging house, somewhere in the big top. Where would it be in the big top? How would he have gotten it out of the room? This one's tough. There's no way he could have, like, hidden it in his wheelchair or something. What do I think he could have done with it? His room was searched, so it's not like it was just among the debris. In the big top. Where could it be in the big top? How would you have gotten it out of there? There's no way he's hiding it with himself, right? I just scrolled back in the stream. Gonna see if there's like a way could it be hidden in this chair. It doesn't look like it. Bruh. I mean, at this point, I feel like all I can do is brute force it. So I really have no clue. It's obvious. The boss is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where. Allow me to pinpoint the location of the boss once and for all. Oh boy. Acro. Oh, he had a blanket! I'm sorry to ask this. 2 massive penalties that leave you at 1 health, those you lose if it's not full. Nice. You mind if we take that blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a pretty big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. Just want to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. It seems to me that would be pretty easy to say, hide a big bust under it. I really don't believe it, though. We can see his feet from behind the wheelchair. So where could it hide? You can't just hold it between his legs. Ha 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 ha. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. It proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If you had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have all been over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. It didn't look like there was any way to hide underneath it. So why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? I didn't actually believe that was true, but I just didn't feel like it. There's just nothing I could think of in the other 2 places, so this one was the biggest leap. You got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them. Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch a surprise search in my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. Burned the cloak in my room and threw away the ashes with the trash. Gina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. The only place I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? Completely sucked in by a calculated strategy. Now to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. Can't believe that Von Karma thought this far ahead. It's amazing. So now she's pissed that we basically stole her glory. She would have dropped the case against Max. And she was suspicious of Acro the whole time. That probably... Yeah, that's why she swung back in to snatch the scarf. She wanted to play up this angle. but didn't believe that it was actually there because she didn't find the murder weapon. Definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. Can't believe it. Me, make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. Why would that be better for her? Because then she'd still be going after the wrong person. Or maybe she's thinking just that she scuttled a possible case against him by doing that. And thus convincing herself that he had nothing to do with it. Seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honor. Do you kill the... She just really wants to beat Phoenix? Yeah, but again, I was calling the surprise search the part that fucked it up. I don't really understand how that was the part that ruined it for her. What do you think, Otis? Did you kill the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. Started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. That's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. My brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. She would laugh innocently when saying it, too innocently. Just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when he decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So you're saying you were a victim in all of this as well? No. That's not what I mean. Damn. Nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. First I thought I'd killed myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. So I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I couldn't up and leave yet. It's been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. Can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. I agree, but, like, what was he gonna do? Like, that man's whole life was a circus. How was he gonna... I guess he should have, like, sent his daughter to school or something. But I presume this is a traveling circus, so that would have been difficult. Stop throwing cars at me, you bastard. Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bet. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? It's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only Max, a million of them, ha. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? I'm just thinking about Acro. No. You worry about people too much, and then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Oh, damn, she's crying. Wow. She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault. Ah! Sweetie pie. I don't want to hear him say that to her. Pat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's got to split up. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. That mean the Acro is gonna try and get his revenge on me? Not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You really sure? Can I believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. That's true. Then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not running revenge. Ugh. Evidence. What? I don't know. I think the reason he didn't want to up and leave, as a euphemism for suicide, is that he didn't want to abandon his brother when he was still had a shot at life. It's the only thing I can think of. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bet. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. Now that Acro's been caught. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Till he opens his eyes, and until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. Sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What was it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. Whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. Well, who would he even owe a fee to at this point? Who would you even have to pay the fee to? I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's a big question. The ringmaster was a really amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I decided I'll take over as the new ringmaster. Turn the circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh! That's quite the goal. Yeah, can't wait. I guess that changes things. Huh? Only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best musician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? What do you think that I brought you to court today? We got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick, it seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. Can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen. Yes. Well, let's let them make it first. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. Take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order some special whoopee cushion seats. Ha. That is not even close to the funniest thing you said. You don't get 18 laughs out of it. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. Oh, Gumshoe, what are you up to? You had it all figured out, didn't you? It's just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. And they're not even being shy about it. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. And it all comes home to roost next time. Who would have ever thought? All right. I would start the next one, but I kind of, sort of, a little bit want to do the whole thing at once, which is a lot to ask of me. But tomorrow is another day that I can stream, and it's going to be a really bloody hot day, so I'm not going to want to do anything else anyway. So, maybe we'll get through the whole thing tomorrow. We'll see. But, we'll be back. I'll probably start a lot earlier than I did today, just to make sure we have enough time. And until then, have yourselves a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and farewell, my turnabout.